Never good when you see a guy with the hood popped up, is it? You know, I'm not much of a mechanic, but I will try to fix whatever has gone wrong if I feel like I might be able to fix it. However, this time, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Everything that could break did break. Now, in the past, my response would be to slam the hood, throw the tools, kick the tires, you know, just to give up on the whole thing and be mad. However, my present response has been, oops, I shouldn't have broke that. Or, whoops. Or, there's another break. Darn it. I can get that. No trouble. I'll just find another YouTube video and fix that one. My final response was, hey, I'm thankful that broke and not my head. You know, with the problems that we've been having here, it could have been a cracked head, could have been a warped head, could have been a bad gasket, could have been anything. And in the end, that's what it is. I got a little bit more problems than what I had bargained for. And the circumstances are a little bit more serious. Now, King Solomon, he said something that's interesting. He defines worship as doing what is right and acceptable to the Lord. In simple terms, what he's saying is that pleasing God in our day-to-day activities is part of worship. Now, we're finishing up this week on worship, and I'm calling today the final 5 minutes because I just want to give a few thoughts on worship, because I believe that working on vehicles can even be an act of worship. Proverbs 21:2-3, Solomon said that all a man's ways seem right to him, but the Lord weighs the heart. You see, worship, as we've said all this week, is what goes on inside. It's an internal experience that reveals itself in an external expression. He goes on to say that to do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. So what I think is right and just when working on vehicles is my response to the problems that I encounter. You see, because worship, being a matter of the heart, means that my heart is aligned with His heart. I mean, it's like Cain and Abel. We talked about them, I think, on Monday. God preferred one offering over the other. And the difference between the two offerings was the condition of the heart, the attitude of the heart. And that's where God looks. Now, we can also say that based off of Cain and Abel is that we all worship someone or something all the time. And to worship something is really just to give your time to it, to give your attention to it. Whatever takes your attention away from God. And you give that your attention because you value that. And because of the value that you've placed on that. So, what you spend your time on, what you spend your money on, what you spend your resources on, what you spend your time thinking about, what you spend your time thinking or doing, giving your attention to is what you worship. You may worship money. You may worship relationships. You may worship work. You may worship God. So here's the question that we need to ask ourselves is, what are we worshiping? What things are we putting before God? Your worship, your act of worship, will be revealed in your response to everyday life. Now, we got a lot more work to do on this vehicle. And I can junk the vehicle and buy a new one, or I can be a good steward of what God has given me, and out of my worship, try to fix what's going on with it. Not to become upset, not to become frustrated, not to throw in the towel and give up, and not to question God, why me, why now? But to accept what I've been given and to make the very best of it. So I want you to identify anything that you've been worshiping, challenging yourself to put that thing down where it belongs and put God where He belongs. Because when we do that, boy, that inner experience with God is going to be revealed in everything that we do. So even working on vehicles can be an act of worship. And I thank God for that. Hey guys, just made it back in from working on the vehicle. Got a lot more work to do, but I want to remind you that if you're enjoying these videos, if you are gaining from these videos, then I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, to click on the notification bell so that you get notified when these videos are uploaded, which should be every morning, Monday through Friday. This is a special treat today, uploading on a Saturday. And then share it with your friends. If you believe that it's significant for us to work together to get the Word of God to as many people as possible, then you'll share this, you'll subscribe to this, and we'll get the word out together. Thanks a lot, guys. God bless.